Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching I Allegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because I can't afford my home anymore. Nope. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold. That is an all too familiar theme that we are hearing around the country when it comes to home ownership right now. Hey, you buy the house. What's my payment? That's it, honey. We got ourselves our dream home. Not even close. It is an ongoing battle to be able to afford this thing. And I'm going to give you a bunch of different examples. Let's go, we talk a lot about California, and California's got its own mess, and I'll cover that in a bit. But Missouri, the state of Missouri, has had 20 storms in the last year. 20. They're not named. They're not those type of hurricanes or anything like that they put a name to. They're just bad storms. Of those 20 storms, you had between $5 and $20 billion worth of property damage in that state alone. Who knew? Well, when you read the story below, you'll understand it's terrible. Now, Missouri is a state that saw dramatic price increases on real estate since 2020. COVID hits and houses went up 72%. Great place to buy a home. You can raise a family, you can retire. It's excellent. The only problem is that the price of insurance has gone through the flipping roof, and people cannot afford it right now. And again, the all too familiar theme. You hear about earthquake damage, you hear about hurricane damage, you hear about fires. You don't hear about storm damage in Missouri. So these poor people have seen their insurance go up as much as 40%. And again, if you are on a fixed income and you buy your house and you think, okay, the payment's going to be X, and then it goes from here to up here, that can destroy people. Perfect example is the insurance is a big problem. Property tax are a big problem. One senior had to sell their house because their property taxes went to 7.7% for Missouri. Unbelievable, guys. That's the thing about this. California, Wackadooville, we have this thing called Prop 13. So basically you hover around 1.1, 1.2% for your house unless you have add-ons and things like that they break to people up front when they buy these expensive homes and things like that. If you buy in the city of LA, you can have the homeless tax, which if you buy a house over $5 million, it can add an additional 5%, on and on and on. You could do that. But that's ongoing, guys. So people are getting to the point right now that they just can't afford to be a homeowner. And you're seeing more and more investors go out and buy houses and just renting them out. But now, I don't care who you talk to, all the experts say one thing, and that we're going to see a decline because of the inventory in real estate. It's going to happen. Now, you can sit there and kid yourself and say that there's going to be no inventory increase. The banks that own these properties are finally releasing the floodgates. They're trying to do it very slowly. They're trying to make it so that you're not seeing, 100,000 houses come on the market and have them just trickle down one at a time, 2 at a time, 12 at a time, 25 at a time. With the real estate mess that they're having in places like Missouri, and this was a perfect state because people always, oh, you live in California, Dan. It's so skewed. When you live in a neighborhood that's $400,000 and a person's property taxes go to $25,000 or $28,000 a year, that's insane, guys. That is absolutely nuts for that little house and somebody living there for decades and they can't afford the house now. So is that right? No. Should that be illegal in some way, shape, or form? Yes. But it's not. Then you get places like State Farm. State Farm is the largest insurer here in California for property. State Farm just announced that they have an emergency hearing, basically ex parte hearing with the state to say, we've got to raise rates one more time or we are going to be done in California. So here you've got people, they've had 2 price increases, 18%, 21%, and now they want another 41% price increase just to stay in the state. 3 million policies, 20% of the insurance by one company. And they're saying no matter what happens, they cannot afford this, and they cannot afford the fire damage and the claims that are coming out right now. You get all the seagulls out here hanging out. So here's the thing: maintenance on your home. I've had more people write me in the last, month about all the maintenance problems. The woman that cuts my hair was telling me about her washer and dryer. She said, "Oh, I saw your video about the Sears and how they were scheduling those appointments. And my washer, we just can't get the parts to fix it." So what did she do? She looked online to with the error code, what was wrong with the wash machine, cleaned out the drain, did all this stuff, and determined that it wasn't draining, it was the pump. What if I go buy the pump? If I go buy the pump, can I get somebody to install it? I mean, again, her time, the maintenance, the money, everything. It's going to cost more to do it this way than having somebody just come out and fix it. But she's got the part, and now she's looking on, Thumbtack and all those other apps to see if somebody can come out. They have any plumbing sense that they could fix that thing for her. So very interesting where that's at. But again, the expense, ongoing, the money, and everything. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I was this close to buying a house this weekend, and the agent did something that was unscrupulous to me, and I got out of the deal, and I'm glad I got out of the deal, and I walked away from the deal. And sometimes the best deals in our lives are deals that don't go through. Great value, great price, neighborhood, house was completely renovated, all this cool stuff, could have people over, nice swimming pool, all this stuff. But as I sat there and did this, do I really want to do this right now? No, 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 no. I don't care what a good deal it is. So I was really happy that it fell apart. It really, really was. And stories like this with the insurance. The other thing is water, utilities, service. You can talk about how great energy prices are right now and things are going down. And we finally got the inflation numbers in yesterday. And for the first time in 5 years, inflation went down during this time. Barely made the news, guys, okay, because it's under some new guy's watch that nobody likes in the media. So I'm telling you, we've got to get out of this mess where we can't get the truth on anything. Do you agree with that, or am I the only one that thinks that way? So, water costs for your home. So many people have told me that they're raising the utility prices for water around the country. Hey, you know what we need? Because the bills are going up, we need your deposit to increase. I've lived here 5 years. Yeah, need the deposit to go up from $250 to $500. We're going to hold it till you move out. Who's got that kind of money, guys? Who's got that kind of money? That's happening all over the place right now. So, let us know if you're seeing this. Let us know if you can afford your home right now. I'm telling you guys right now, there's a serious value in renting right now. There's a serious value in not having the stress, not having to deal with things, plumbing issues, electrical, everything. There's value in that. And let me know what you think about this, okay? So tide's really low here today. So I walk out here. So let me know what you think so far. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. There are times I'm scheduled to do a commercial and I say, wow, the timing couldn't be better. And this is it, man. This is a perfect example. Gold hit an all-time high yesterday of almost $3,200 an ounce. We have been talking about this since it was well below $2,000 an ounce. It's going to hit 2,000. It's going to hit 2,500. It's going to hit 3,000. Now it's going to hit 3,500, guys, very soon. Contact Patriot Gold Group today, guys. #1 rated for a very good reason. They have amazing customer service. They have done over $1 billion in transactions. Call them today. 888-330-1431. Contact them today. Let them know that Dan from I Allegedly sent you. IRAs, no fee for life, 401ks backed by precious metals. But guys, if you don't want to call, use the link below, fill it out, send it in, and they will answer all your questions. They will send out a free investor guide. It is absolutely no obligation, but do this now before it's too late. Contact them. 888-330-1431. Contact #1 Patriot Gold Group today. Well, it's official. Ed McMahon is dead. Done. It's very sad. He's been dead for like 15 years. But the Publishers Clearinghouse, remember? Ed McMahon bringing you the big check. That guy really made that company huge. Publishers Clearinghouse was known for their prize patrol, where they would show up and they would give big checks, $1 million check. They'd knock on the door, they'd film it. And this was basically one of the first viral moments prior to YouTube. I mean, they would go out and they would film this stuff and put it on TV, and it was a big deal to see these people from around the country get these checks. Publishers Clearinghouse, basically, the sweepstakes came from the publishing company where they sold magazine subscriptions since 1953. Now, it's kind of wild. They're going to sell that off, filed bankruptcy of $100 million in creditors, tens of thousands of, they owe $100 million. You have tens of thousands of creditors. I mean, wow, okay? So they owe all these people all this money. It's not going to survive. Their revenue went from as high as $500 million down to $121 million. So just losing it. Can't survive. But that was the thing, guys. I mean, you'd get that thing in the mail and you don't have to buy anything, but I'd always get a magazine or two. I'd always renew something or get something added on, spend money for that thing because I was going to win. Ed McMahon was going to show up at my house. Okay? Now, Bob Taylor's a nice man, had a heart attack and was on the mend. And his friend said, hey, listen, you need a break. Now that you're healthy again, come up to the cabin and stay a week. So Bob goes to their remote cabin in the mountains and has another heart attack. So they get him, thank God, to an ambulance, and the ambulance takes him to the local hospital. Now, the hillbilly hospital can't deal with his heart attack. We don't have what it takes for you because they determined that one of his stents had gone bad and he needed to be airlifted out of there. Now, here's the criminality of medical procedures. Ambulances, air ambulances, they're a den of thieves. They're an absolute ripoff, and for those people, they should burn in hell. Insurance companies rarely pay that full time. These people sue people for that. My late girlfriend, who was dead a year and a half after she died, she was, hey, we're going to sue you for that ambulance ride. And I'm like, you want to talk to her? You better talk real loud because I don't think she can hear you. Oh, well, we're gonna come to the house. Come over, okay? They got real threatening. It was kind of funny. Well, Mr. Taylor got an air ambulance bill that saved his life, and Bob's fine now, $94,000, 94 grand. This guy got to get airlifted to the real hospital from Hillbillyville. Okay, now every time I say hillbilly, I get people that go, "Hey, don't make fun of hillbillies. No, they're the greatest people in the world, nicest people." People are their word. But if you have a hospital, this is some wisdom, and that is, hey, if I got really sick, really bad, could you guys take care of it? Well, Ted's got a great set of sutures. I mean, you know what I mean? You want a hospital, you want a real hospital, trauma unit that can help you. And from my limited medical knowledge, I am telling you guys, nobody ever plans on an accident. No one ever plans on that. But when it happens, ask Mr. Taylor if he wished that he was staying someplace else, because he does. So isn't that criminal? Have you ever been stuck with a bill like that? Or we're gonna sue you? Go ahead, do it. Sue the dead one. What do you mean, dead one? She's not here. I'll tell you something really crazy. Some of Lisa's devices are still turned on, and I have access to them. Okay, and I pay for them to be on, and certain emails and certain things that we have for things that she did. And there are doctors that still schedule her appointments 2.5 years after her death. And I get no, your oncology appointment is for this date. Now, you know that they're billing some insurance company for that, which they should be. There's a place in hell for them for doing that. And I used to call and say, wow, you guys, didn't you know she passed away? But it was such an ordeal and such nonsense. They knew it, and they have known it, but they still schedule appointments for people like that. So, again, place in hell. Okay? Let me know what you think about that. Now, here are two things in regards to banking. Uh, there was a major hack of the Office of Comptroller in the Currency, OCCC. Okay. Anyways, the executives that worked there got their emails hacked, and it looks like they could go through and see everything that they were doing. And this hack was going on for basically about 45 days. So that got divulged finally now we hear about that. And again, who's gonna do anything about this? Everybody's so worried about, oh, your data's getting stolen. Yeah, their data got stolen, guys. That's what they're finally admitting, is that they got hacked and people were going through their emails, the most sensitive emails for this governmental agency. Then the FDIC just announced yesterday, okay, hey, Doge showed up, and there's two stories to this. The first story is they don't have access to anything. We won't give them access. That's not true at all. That's not true. The FDIC says they welcome this. Come on in. We'll sit down. We're just getting started, and we're going to give you access to the accounts. And understand this: FDIC is not a governmental agency. The FDIC. Here's the worst part about this. Read the story below, because it confirms this. Because people say, I say this, and they go, that's not true, Dan. The government backs it up. They get paid through the premiums that they charge banks for the insurance. They get paid for the premiums for the banks they charge premiums for. Different banks pay them. Now, with that, they give cryptic messages. And I've spoken to these people on the phone, and yeah, we just can't tell you that. Well, they're going to tell Doge what's going on. And I'm telling you, how anybody could have any problem with this is beyond me. Do you think that your data is getting compromised? I do. I think our data is being sold all the time. You guys have heard me talk about those different companies that protect us. They're fantastic. But this right now, this is bad, because these hacks happen. All this data gets put out there in the world. What if you knew that a bank was in trouble and you could short a bank? What if you knew that a bank was planning a big merger and they were talking about it? What if, Rob Bonta, our Attorney General for California, doesn't want to have the what he calls predatory bank fees? And again, the thing that's predatory with bank fees, don't bounce checks, guys. Balance your checkbook. Do what 99% of you don't do. And if you did that, you wouldn't spend money you didn't have, and you wouldn't have those fees. But what's criminal, and where the bank should burn in hell and be in jail with the ambulance companies and the air ambulance companies, is if somebody has $500 in their account and they have $700 worth of charges, what they do is they pay the bigger items first and leave all the little ones out there, so that you don't have one overdraft fee, you have seven. You see what I'm saying? So 7 times $35 is too much money. Okay? That's what's nonsense, and insert swear word right there. So with that being said, we all need to protect ourselves. Doge is going to go through. One thing that was sent to me today, and we're going to verify if this is true or not, is that there's a tremendous amount of fake unemployment claims. How can you have a fake unemployment claim? Well, it's real simple. You have people that are not eligible, whether age, employment, whatever, and they're collecting checks. The thing that people don't get, let's say you're part of the scam and I got unemployment for a 5-year-old kid. That gets put into a bank account someplace. Who owns that bank account? The felon. Oh, well, there's a misunderstanding. No, it wasn't. You cashed those checks. You took the money. You spent it. Okay? So you're going to see a lot of fun stuff happen out of this. So I could go on for an hour and a half about this, but let me know what you think. Things are just out of control, completely overpriced. You have to shop. You have to budget on everything, regardless of what you do. I am going to finish this video with these last few things. And a couple things I want to remind you of. Bob Kudla is having a stock webinar on Thursday the 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon, and it's online, Pacific Coast time. Go to bobstradingclass.com, use the link below to sign up for that, and sign up for it, because Bob's going to do beginning, intermediate, and advanced training. We also have a private channel called I Allegedly Live that I'm incredibly proud of, that I am just, there's so much stuff happening, and stuff that we can't talk about other places, we can talk about there. It's just fantastic. I mean, check out, go to iallegedly.tv to sign up for that. It's great. I love doing that. Two things I found. One of them, I was going to do a whole video on this, and I thought, no, I'm just going to let people read this because it's great. You know, we talked about how to prepare for a recession, but I finally found a great article talking where people were saying, you know, I'm a writer, this is how I'm going to prepare for a recession. I'm a contractor, this is how I'm going to prepare. I am a teacher, and all these different businesses and different ways that they make money, and talking about how they're going to prepare for a recession. 11 of them. It's great. That'll be the second to the last story. Now, the final story is um, the number one beer in the United States was Modelo Especial. It took over from Bud Light when they shot themselves in both feet and fell over last year or 2 years ago. Now, with that being said, Modelo sales are off now, okay? And they're blaming Trump. They're saying because he's kicking people out of the country, our sales are down. Who believes that? Guys, beer sales are down across the board. It's not just them, but for them to sit there and say it's this, read the article because it's crazy, okay? So let me know what you think. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And you want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com. I appreciate each and every one of you. I have so many cool announcements coming. So much cool stuff is coming. And it is good to be home. It's sunny. It's bright. Just a sky loaded with chemtrails. Okay. Anyways, I'll see you guys soon. Okay.